Yeah, I'm fully excited or pumped up for the season of 2022 because new era, new car, new generations of the car, and it's something that we all start a little bit more to a basic or baseline, and that's for me, the first season to be there. Maybe I have to or can be adapting a little bit less, and then as a team we really have to find what's the best way of moving forward or finding speed. So that's, I think, it's down to whatever or which team that can find that the earliest, then they can develop the whole car throughout the year in the right direction. But overall I think it's a little bit more like a blind year, that who will be perform better than the others. So super exciting already for Barcelona test, and more for the first season opening round in Bahrain. 对于2022 F1 赛季，我真的非常期待和激动，因为2022赛季是一个全新的车架、全新的引擎，各方面都是完全比以往是一个焕新，所以对于所有车队来说，更加的会在基础线的上面，那么大家也不会知道哪一个车队会比之前更加出色，或者有可能会有一些退步。那么对于我来说，这一年可以进入到 F1 是非常好的一年。那么最重要的是，在这一年可以越早的找到我们所需要去努力提升或者研发的方向。那么这样子的话，可以帮助我们这一年有一个更好的提升赛车的调教和稳定性。然后我也很期待这个赛季第一站的到来。Well, I hope to achieve as many points as possible, and try to always fighting for the points, always in Q3 for the team. I think that's always the goal for the team. I don't know what Fred said, but I think that's the goal that I want to achieve. Yeah. 对于我来说，今年我自己的目标，第一个是希望可以进入第3节排位赛 Q3 或者 Q2 多次的进入，然后帮助车队提升各方面的赛车整体的速度，然后也希望可以多次拿到积分。那么积分肯定是我一个比较短暂的一个目标。那么其次的话，我也希望可以和车队的队友，还有工程师、技师，还有所有的工作人员可以成为一个非常好的朋友，然后像一个大家庭一样。因为目前已经感觉很好的可以融入到他们之中。那么对于 F1 来说，全年23站比赛，这么多不同的国家城市，可以融入他们，然后感觉到很开心、很享受整个过程，是非常重要的一个方面。所以我也很期待这一年可以和他们有一个很愉快的合作。I think, there'll be a lot of stuff that you have to find in the testing days, and also you will be learning, especially in the first race weekend, that's how the car will adapt, because testing is only testing, to be honest, and you won't get to see the full package of all the teams, and also you won't see the fully performance of the car as well. But I think, with the new regulation, just by doing the sim, there will be things that we have to adapting, have to be changing in terms of driving style as well as the way to set up the car. But in general, I think we'll find more during the season.
Cool, very good.
To be the only rookie in 2022 Formula One grid, I think, there's of course a little bit of pressure, but it doesn't really get to me because I feel more pressure, last season. There's too many people watching me, has an eye on me, my Formula 2 end of campaign. So that was a lot of pressure, but I think I deal with that pretty well. And all this, these years of racing, I was able to trying to adapting myself, or mentality-wise, or mental-wise, that to be adapting with different situations. But in general, I think Formula One is a new experience, a new world that I have to get used to, I have to be settled in, especially at the beginning. But I'm ready, to be to following all these, rookies from last year, trying to beat them, or trying to develop my, my energy on track. 作为今年2022 F1 的唯一新秀车手，我觉得其实压力不是很多，因为去年对我来说是压力最大的一年，在我所有的职业生涯里。因为去年有很多人都会看我，如果有任何做的不好的事情，都可能会把它扩大化的去来说。所以对我来说，我已经这么多年比赛，可以非常好的缓解自己的压力，或者调整自己的心态和状态。所以对于今年的话，成为唯一的新秀，我觉得加入到 F1 这个 体系中，当然有很多事情需要我去一步步去了解、去进步。当然，我也准备好了，可以在第一年里展现出自己应有的水平，然后有一个非常好的表现。Yeah, for the personal side, I want to firstly showing my ability. I think that's what's very important, and I'm ready to to be putting my feet in Formula One, and trying to explore everything I have. And then the secondly, to be as a family with Alfa Romeo F1 Team Holland, because to be a family of friends with your mechanics, engineers, the staff, and also teammates is very important part in motorsports that can help in moving together. And spending so many times around the world of a season also in the factory is very important, that side. Yeah, so I'm now in Formula One. So I don't want to be in Formula One just for the sake of being here. I want to be here to be proving myself, to be making my country, making all the people support me proud. I want to do well in Formula One, So yeah, this season obviously try to get some points finish, also trying to be together, working with my teammate Valtteri to be helping or moving the team forward as one of the key points. And I want to enjoy myself as well in Formula One. Yeah, firstly, what I want to do is really make the team proud, because for me it's everything that they made the decision that to have me or pick me as their final driver, the final season of Formula One, and I just really want to make them proud of me. So I'm been working super hard last season, also the pre-season so far, and also spending time with the engineers, try to be straight away adapting, and of course with the new regulations, new cars, also with the new 18-inch tires that's from Formula 2. I have a little bit experience that, so I hopefully can take all that experience into it and really try to bring as much information for the team as possible. And I'm ready to not just be there for the first season to learn. I want to be here for the season to learn. Also want to show some very good potential as well. So exciting for the season ahead. Yeah, it's like an inspiration, and it's like the mentality of, this guy is unbelievable. For me as a young kid when I was going to school back all the way to China, and to be honest, we are very into trainers back home, and then all the trainers I get since I was a little kid, like like year 4 all the way to like year 7, 8, it was always Kobe's shoes. I think it was KB5 or 4, all these stuff. And so since then I was a big fan of him. Then growing up, watching his basketball skills, and also all the way to I moved to outboard to Europe, hoping one day to meet him. And to seeing obviously what happened is quite sad for me, but also in the other way, to his mentality, all this story I read, the books I read, as really like a huge inspiration for me at least. And to have such a great like a basketball player also training 4 a.m. in LA is quite incredible, and then take his children to the school and then go back to training every day. He will be there all the time, playing all again and again. It's something really, for me as a sportsman, it's really something that I have to trying to be as good as him in different sports, and that's what really inspired me. And also I want to use his mentality, bring all the way to the motorsports world. So yeah, to be in the Kobe mentality Formula One, it means that I have to put a lot of work in, and I really want to be the work doesn't stop until the doesn't matter how great you are as a Formula One driver, as a race driver, you just want to continue to be yourself, continue to be improving your own abilities. That then you became pretty much a star. Then you still have to work hard for it, because wherever you are, which stage you are, there will be always people that try to beat you. And what's very important is that you just keep growing up, also improving yourself. Yeah, to be the first ever Formula One driver from China is a huge relief, to be honest. That's a dream that I was chasing since I was a little kid, since I first got into a go-kart. And I knew how difficult it is, to be honest. The journey all the way to Formula One has been incredibly tough. There's quite too many things that I have to sacrifice. Also, our family have to sacrifice in order that you still don't know if the dream will became true one day or not. But I'm really proud that it's happened. and hopefully can bring more people that can be interested in watching races, interested in motorsports back home in China. Yeah, to become the first Chinese driver, I'm super proud of that achievement because, for a racing driver back home, as a Chinese racing driver, we all know how tough it is to, make my way forward. Also, following exactly the racing ladders from Formula 4, karting Formula 4, all the way to F3, F2, and now Formula 1. And yeah, it's been extremely tough because motorsports starts very behind compared to the European countries. And then, we have not a lot of professional, people like our teams that can be helping us develop as driving skills, as well as that, we really have to be sacrifice the way of we want to live our life to moving outside. Everything became new. And I think the most important is that there's no leader ahead of me. So I don't have anyone that can guide me around, can show me the right direction, right decisions make. So there was years that I made the wrong decisions. There's a tough times that I have to really get over it. But yeah, in general, to be that first one is definitely something very important. It's a little bit like Yao Ming for basketball, NBA. That when he shine in the NBA scenario, then there's people really into basketball, and basketball became a huge sport back home. So that's what I'm trying to do now. Of course, that's my dream. I achieved that, and also that's I think a lot of dreams for all these Chinese motorsports fans. 成为 F1 中国首位正式车手，对于我来说是非常不可思议的一个事情吧。因为 F1 一直是我自己的梦想，可以完成梦想，其实已经像如梦一般。因为我自己其实刚签约或者刚官宣的前1-2周，还是觉得这一切来得非常不可思议，然后有一点像做梦一样。但是成为首位中国车手，我觉得非常高兴，可以让更多的人，尤其是在自己的国家中国，有更多的人可以去了解比赛，去观看或者去观看我每一站今年的 F1 比赛，让大家更多了解中国赛车是非常重要的一项。那么其次的话，对于我来说，这么多年的努力或者背后默默的付出，也终于得到了应有的回报，所以我感觉很开心，也很感谢一路以来支持我的人。Yeah, I mean, from F3 to F2, it's crazy to see the difference of firstly, the engine power difference, and how you work as a team is super important, and it gets a lot more intense, but it's also exciting in Formula 2. And when you're in Formula 2, it's crazy because you're a support race of Formula 1, so you race at the same weekend, and then there's like dealing together with the F1 team will ask you how the track condition, and then you will get report to them back, and then to having some conclusion together. And it's very cool that to have them supporting you, and also as well is that Formula 2 is so important that every driver who can do well there have a good opportunity that to be stepping up, especially the top 3 finish off per year each year, that they have a possibility in the future that they will be Formula 1 driver one day. And yeah, that's very important in Formula 2 world. You're racing at the circuit that you will be racing if you became the Formula 1 driver. And then also, you do a pit stop, so it's something quite similar in that scenario. And of course, that's the intention you get. If you do have a good season or have a bad season, there's a lot of fans, become supporting you, and compared to my Formula 3 days, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, actually, my first test was 2019 in Puerto Rico circuit. So first time I drove that, I was like, I can tell that after one day, I was knackered. My neck I was barely able to move that around. When you look at your phone, it's like you have to move your phone instead of your neck. That's how incredible these downforce, this generation of cars can create. And it's amazing that the amount of downforce you have in Formula 2 is already quite insane. And then when you make that step up to Formula 1, it's just another world. That, yeah, my first time trial was like, these cars are very quick. It's actually pretty incredible to see all this, how much speed they are carrying through the corners, and they're using like 2 gears up compared to Formula 2 or even 3. And yeah, all these tracks, and it's pretty a nice feeling, to be honest, because we love to drive all these fast cars. The faster it goes, the better it is, especially with the downforce. and also braking. You know, these G-force gets to you on that first peak, and how well they stopping on the pressure of brakes. And yeah, it's just incredible, and it's another like a huge step forward compared to F3 to F2. Downforce in Formula One, that's something insane, something that you will never have an imagination of it, because you see them going around just very fast around the circuit, but you don't know how much that G-force a driver taking over a lap or over a race weekend. So yeah, we're incredible, like trained with our neck especially, but these cars are just incredible to having such a generation of downforce.
Go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, firstly, to having Valtteri Bottas as my teammate is definitely a huge, I think, impact for my first year of Formula One. I think I couldn't ask for a better teammate than Valtteri, because firstly, like I said, he's a very open guy, and he likes to open up his decisions or discussions with the team. That's very important to help the team move forward. And then the other thing is that he's a very fast driver, and he's been working alongside Lewis for the last many years, winning all these constructor titles and also winning races to be doing pole positions in Formula One. Doesn't matter how quick your car is, if you can do pole position, you are one of the greatest drivers. So to have him alongside as my teammate, I think will be a very tough year for me to be straight away try to beat him, but I want to be moving forward, so we want to push each other alongside all the time. So we don't want just learning. I want to learn and also to push together with him. That really can, I think, affect quite a lot of the results in the end. 对于我今年来说，有一个非常好还有经验的队友波塔斯，是非常值得学习的一年，也是非常重要的一年。因为对于我来说，可以有他在作为我的队友，我可以向他学习到很多，因为他曾经也是多次击败过哈密尔顿这么优秀的车手，所以有他一定是一个非常快的车手，然后他整体也是非常公开的人，愿意把自己的想法和自己觉得有什么地方需要调整和车队去沟通，因为通过在阿布扎比的测试都可以很清楚的体验到。那么这一点我觉得对于整个车队的提高和帮助前进是非常重要的一点，所以很期待今年与他的合作，然后也希望可以有非常好的结果。